Hi, I'm Ben Pitre, and if you haven't visited my channel before, you'll see that there's a whole range of things covering issues that you might care about if you decide to relocate to Mexico, and specifically to San Miguel. So one of the questions I've received over the last couple of years is something along the lines of, does everyone in San Miguel have 4 dogs? And the answer is there are plenty of people who don't have any dogs, and there are plenty of people who have less than 4. I, however, have 5. And if you look at some of my early videos where I was really doing my own filming with a tripod, you'll see occasionally one of them walk by. And people have written and said, hey, what's the story of that black guy that appeared in video number 9 or what have you? So I thought today I would introduce you to all 5 of them, and also to talk a little bit about how great working with dogs and doing volunteer work is as a way to meet people in the community. And I have found out that if you really like dogs, when you meet other people who like dogs, it is an almost immediate bonding. So I will introduce my team. This is the first one, San Miguel. San Miguel is a white husky. He weighs 120 pounds. He's about 10 years old. He's the most marvelous dog in the whole world. And he probably will be ending his journey with us in the next couple of years, which is not something that I look forward to. But he is amazing. He is wonderful. He swims on warm days, though it's very hard to get video of that. But he swims on warm days, and he is an amazingly great dog. And so I am going to reward that with a little bit of hot dog. And so then number 2 was Itzy, who is this German Shepherd mix. Itzy was in a pretty abusive situation with her owners. And this man with whom I used to work was really brave enough to jump their fence and break in and steal Itzy and her brother and remove them from the terrible position they were in. They were tied up by wire and just really not being treated well at all. And then this is Mr. Brilliant. Mr. Brilliant, we believe Mr. Brilliant has been blind since birth. He now has cataracts, but when we got him, he had the most amazing belladonna black eyes. But we believe that he was most likely the dog of an old person. And what is unfortunately the case here is that when people get tired of dogs, if they have one that is, the dog of their grandmother, it is not unusual that they just dump them in a field. So we believe Mr. Brilliant's path was that he was dumped in a field, which is sort of known for being a good place to dump dogs. And he got away from that, and he fell into the hands of an unusual, and I guess we would probably say troubled gringo woman who is what is technically called a collector, and she has 30 or more dogs at any time, and she takes very poor care of them. And so much so that when she has taken them to free vet services, the vets have refused to work on her dogs because they're so skinny and flea-ridden and so forth. And so Mr. Brilliant escaped from there, which I think was pretty brilliant. No. Brill, come over here. Stop, Danny. Stop. Oh, you got it, Brill, right? Good. Okay. So, Mr. Brilliant managed to escape from the collector, and he was walking down a city street blind when a woman who does rescue work with dogs found him. And she had a number of Rottweilers, and she didn't feel that he would be safe with the Rottweilers, and so she asked us to take him, and we are incredibly delighted that we took him. because he's just been an amazing creature, and he runs with all the other dogs in the morning. He can navigate himself all around our house using air pressure, and just does a lot of incredible things, and is just an absolutely fabulous dog. And so then the next one is the great and wonderful Dagny, who is named after Dagny Taggart. And if you don't know who Dagny Taggart is, get to your Google. And Dagny, as a puppy, about 2 to 3 months old, she and her 2 siblings had boiling oil poured on them by a loving neighbor. And so someone found them and took them to Lucky Dog, which is a wonderful, wonderful no-kill rescue service here in San Miguel. The lady there took fantastic care of them because it took months and months of vet treatment and debreeding to take the infection out of this, and also to make it comfortable to touch it because it is not painful to touch. And one of her siblings lived a few months and died, and then the other one was adopted out, and she lived, Dagny then lived in the shelter for about 3 years. And we lost a dog back in November, and so we wanted to go to Lucky Dog and replace him. And they knew that our previous dog had been this amazing ginger color, which is very, very common in the genetic material of street dogs and wild dogs in San Miguel. And so they presented us with about 15 ginger colored dogs, and we did not especially want to replace our dog with a copy of our dog. Our previous dog. And so we were standing there going, you know, what should we do? And from somewhere hidden in that deep part of my mind that I don't always want to go to, I heard a voice say, do you have any dogs that anybody tried to set on fire? And the owner of the shelter said, hold on a second, and produced Dagny. And Dagny, we were just entranced with her and drawn to her and went to her. And we also found out that if you can see her, let's see, is this the good side? Yeah, I guess you can see her from this side. Or no, it's the other way around. So let's see, can I get you to turn around, Dagny? I promise in the end, if you see her from this side, she is basically perfect. And so multiple people had come and said, oh, I want that dog. And then when she turned around and they saw the scarring, they said, oh, no, not that one. And so we just thought, that's our dog. And she has been absolutely amazing. She can be a little bit overly aggressive, as she may be showing here. And but she has been an incredible dog, and she and I are very close. We're probably she's probably the dog to whom I'm the closest, and she sleeps with me every night and sleeps up against me. And sometimes in the middle of the night she decides that it looks like there might be a couple of inches between us, and then she immediately adjusts and pounds into my side. So she is a pretty amazing creature. She's also fantastically fast. She's a really, I mean, I almost could have imagined she could come from a strain of dog that was bred for racing. But she is pretty terrific. And then Reardon. Well, we may be losing Reardon. Reardon! Well, there's obviously someone arriving at the door, so hopefully we'll get Reardon back in a little bit. But Reardon has a damaged leg. The vet speculates that his mother stepped on him when he was a very tiny puppy or rolled over on him while she was feeding. And when we got him, we'd hoped that it would be possible to correct that surgically. But we found out that in order to do that, he would have to be in a cage for 2 months where he could not even turn around. And then after being looked at by a specialist, they determined that there was sufficient nerve damage that even if we went through that horrible thing, which neither we nor the vet wanted to do, that he would never have a full recovery because of the nerve stuff. Reardon, Dagny, get Reardon. Reardon. So Reardon is our newest dog. He came in January, and he is just astonishing. In fact, he was fostered by some people, and they called him Robin because they thought his face looked like a mask and reminded him of Robin Hood. So these are the guys. This is my great and wonderful partner, Jesse. And this is the team. And when our dog Rand passed, I felt like he had been such an amazing dog to us that we should really take to special needs dogs as a way to kind of pay that back. And then I was very pleased to see in Pinterest that there was somebody who was describing themselves as a dog, I don't know what, clairvoyant. And this lady said, you should never say, I'm never going to get another dog after you lose a loved one, because the love that you give to the replacement dog goes out into the universe and is appreciated by your loved one who has been put down. So I was very excited that we had gotten 2. So I hope that means that that our wonderful dog Rand is receiving the reflected love that we show to them. And you see, everybody else left, but there was more.